Thank you so much. Moving on, I'm going to ask Mr. Morton Blackwell to come up, the president and founder of the Leadership Institute.
Thank you very much for inviting me. I know a number of you here. I'm very pleased at the opportunity to address you. Following two good friends of mine, Steve Moore and Dick Black. I've known both of them for a very long time, and they are wonderful folks, and we're lucky to have had the opportunity to hear from them today. I'm going to focus largely on Virginia rather than the national circumstances, which have already been addressed here pretty well. Virginia is on the cusp of a revolutionary transformation that nobody in this room would like. It's been mentioned that the House of Delegates and the State Senate are now Republican majorities by the minimum possible one vote. They have, through the courts, they have redistricted. And so it is very difficult when you redistrict to make predictions about what is going to happen. It's not the districts that people are familiar with analyzing. This is a critical time. The Democratic Party in Virginia used to have a lot of people who could be genuinely described as conservative in it, and elected conservative Democrats from Virginia. The left has, I believe, exterminated all of the conservative Democrat politicians in this entire state. There are none. Conservative Democrats are an extinct species in Virginia. And moderate Democrats are extraordinarily rare, surely an endangered species. They have managed to run out of politics anybody who calls himself a Democrat who isn't a leftist. And the standards in the Democratic Party today are being set by the most extreme leftists. We have undoubtedly the most extreme leftist we have ever had currently for governor of Virginia. And if he gets Democrat majorities in the General Assembly this year, Virginia is going to flip, and that's what they want. And whatever your issue priorities are in this room, if it's limited government, free enterprise, if it's traditional values and things that are historic in Virginia, they are going to be gone. Because if there's a Democrat majority, they're going to be 100% leftists, and they're going to have a leftist governor, and goodbye to right to work, right to life, right to keep and bear arms, property rights, low taxes, low regulation. It's all going to come down on Virginia instantly, and they have the agenda set to do it. And so I'm strongly urging that everybody in this room, talk among yourselves, get a list of conservative candidates who are in close races and do everything that you can to elect them. Somebody who is in a safe election position, some conservatives, and there are some, that's fine. Some that are currently hopeless, okay, focus on those where the issue is in doubt and put the resources into those campaigns. Your leadership here are perfectly capable of identifying, not just in Northern Virginia, but across the state, people whose fate in this election is yet to be determined. And so I strongly urge you. And if you yourself are a donor or supporter of some public policy organization at the state level, or particularly at the national level, there's some big, wonderful conservative organizations, Right to Life, Right to Work, Right to Keep and Bear Arms, low taxes. If you are affiliated with those who contact the national office and say, put some resources here into Virginia, it's exceptionally important that you do it. I want to close by making two longer-term suggestions for practical things that can be done to assist the political progress of conservatives and Republicans, because we have allowed things to deteriorate. I've lived now in Arlington for 47 years, and there has been a general deterioration, particularly here in Northern Virginia, and there are things that can be done. And I'm going to suggest to you two important things that can be done at the county and city committee level. First, our Republican county and city committees should pass a motion to print up and regularly distribute to all city and county committee members a list of each membership position on that committee that is authorized. List for each position the names and contact information of the current member who is filling that position. It makes no sense for county committee members now not to be able to contact each other directly. These lists used to be available generally, now they are not. This list of all the membership positions should leave blank those positions that are presently vacant, and then all committee members would know how many positions there are on the county or city committee, how many vacant positions we have, and where those vacancies are. This would make it enormously easier for each of us on these respective committees to recruit new Republicans to fill those positions. A county or city committee should not operate as if we were some secret society. People who wish to keep confidential their Republican affiliation should not serve on our party unit committees. If they really want our party to grow, they should find other ways to participate than by keeping membership of these party positions secretly. And second, if you are not familiar with the organizational structure and rules of our party, get copies of the state and local party committee rules. Study them and the applicable rules of procedure, which you can get from the most recent edition of Robert's Rules of Order, newly revised. Then publish far in advance in the future what elected positions will next be filled and the filing deadline dates for our candidates. Far too often and in far too many areas, local party committees fail to run candidates for open public offices. We are sadly guilty of that, and this bad practice stands in the way of growing our local committee. A major party should run candidates for every available office, whether or not there seems to be a good chance to win. If there appears to be no strong candidate available, run someone who would act responsibly as a candidate and who, if elected, would do a good job. Not based on whether or not they're going to win. Those should be the only requirements. Few people take seriously, much less consider joining a party that often fails to field candidates. So nominate a candidate for every available office. Fill the ballot. Run a candidate even if the other party has a so-called invulnerable opponent. Even if your potential candidate is unknown, even if you don't think your candidate can raise enough money to make a serious race. Running candidates for every available office tends to build a strong and useful party over time. Each candidate recruits new party activists and donors no one else is likely to recruit, and this increases the base of our party.